Hey, what is going on, guys? So we're gonna do something a little bit special today. We actually are going to get to go over the Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4 fan mod here. I'm pretty excited. Um, we had Dr. Doppietta on the podcast a little while ago, and we didn't quite get to take a look at everything that the fan mod had to offer. So it took us a little while, but we finally set up a time to come back and actually see what it was all about. Uh, so today's a little bit of special episode. So yeah, uh, Doc, why don't you tell us a little bit about the mod?
Well, this mod is first off a fun mod. I would like to repeat that because some people have actually mistaken this for some kind of official announcement, or even for an alternative version of the newly announced Tenkaichi 4, which is not. I would also like to specify we are not tied to Bandai, Namco, Toei, and all those other big societies. We're just a couple of fans modding Infinite World for fun and for love towards the series. I
Yeah.
have to also thank Nim, the modder named Nim, for all the work he has done so far. He has been incredible, and the more we mod the game, the more we learn what we can and what we can't do. And each time we release a new version, we already have plenty of other changes in our minds that are not yet realized, but they could be realized soon in the future.
Yeah.
Uh, Budokai mod is a PvP focused competitive mod released for Budokai player from Budokai players. And I hope this can kinda shake the original Infinite World and Budokai 3 meta, because this mod takes kinda the best of Budokai 3, of Shin Budokai 2 and Infinite World, and mix them up with some original features and functions too, in
Yeah.
order to bring us something that is different to play, that is balanced, but it is most importantly fun. Because a lot of characters in the Infinite World vanilla game are not fun to play, not fun to fight against, and not fun in general to see or watch. So we are trying to give new life, to breathe new life into older characters, low tier characters, but also rebalancing and tweaking top tier characters so anyone can play with their favorite character from the Dragon Ball franchise without feeling like their performance is underwhelming. We have plenty of PvP footage right now of characters that were considered to be pretty bad in the original Infinite World and that are now instead showing they are really capable of achieving things in PvP in our Budokai 4 mod.
Yeah.
I have to go to our community, all the players we have and that have play tested this game have recorded many
Hello,
PvP
young Budokai leaves.
sessions, and um,
Sorry. To...
they give us a lot of ideas, a lot of feedback, a lot of things to work with. The recent update, the version 0.5, is made for them to address many things they told us in the previous version were either broken or unfinished. We are striving to improve the playability of all the characters we are bringing forth in this new update.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I could definitely see uh, Budokai 4 being played in tournaments or any kind of like side tournament at like a major or whatever it may be when it comes out.
This would be my dream. I would be honored if some people, even just like 4 people, brought this to some kind of an unofficial but streamed live tournament, and kind of give all the best they had and got us like a 2-hour footage, a very short tournament of the best each player can do. I hope one day we will be able to actually see, not maybe in major events, but in side events, as you said, some PvP Budokai 4 played live.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember, I'm sure you know of like Hyper Dragon Ball Z,
Yes, yes.
which is a fantastic game. I remember the first time seeing that game was through side tournaments at a major, and I think there are other games that I've been introduced to at like side tournaments, and I think this is like one of those games where it's like people may not know about it, and then it could definitely just build momentum through like word of mouth or however, even on YouTube. And I think it's definitely possible for it to be a tournament here in the future, whenever of course it has a workable build. But yeah, so I guess we can kind of dig into it a little bit. And you wanted to start with the zero point 0.4 video, is that correct?
Yes, because I've already showcased the 21 characters that have been playable in the previous version, and we did some changes to them, but many of them have remained almost the same. We have tweaked some characters that were underwhelming, and we have nerfed some characters that proved to be way too strong.
Yeah.
And now with the new version releasing, we are trying to release this balance patch. We are also trying to rework the fatigue system that has been way too overbearing for many testers.
Yep.
And we are also introducing 7 new characters. But for now, I'll let you stream the previous trailer, and then we can go over the new characters coming to Dragon Ball Budokai 4 version 0.5.
Yep. So as of right now, I've just kind of been, as we were talking, I kind of just been running the 0.4 footage here just to kind of have some like background, something to look at for people. So I'm not sure exactly where you want to start, if it's at the beginning of 0.4 video or if we're just skipping over to what's new in 0.5, and just kind of like if you have an idea of when you want to start.
Not watch this footage. I'll try to exit from the voice chat and join back to see if maybe the stream here in chat is watchable.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I think it's because I don't have the actual. Check it now. It should be okay. Unless it's not running, because it's as of right now it says if you click on Discord. Oh no, it says you're inside of it. It says you're in the I believe it says you're here in the stream, or I'm able to stream it to you. But
yes, I should. Yeah, because it tells me you're streaming, but the streaming is always loading. I can't see anything.
Okay. Here, let me see if I can fix it.
Go out and go back in. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yeah, I had to bump down the stream quality, but you should be able to see.
Maybe it's because I don't have Stream Nitro, so I can't even watch the stream from someone who has Stream Nitro.
Right.
But the stream feels pretty seamless to me.
Awesome. Excellent. So let me know if you can, if we have any issues. But okay, so all right. So where would you like to start here at the Budokai 4 footage?
Well, right now we're watching the Nappa footage, and I would like to that Nappa was a barely playable character in Infinite World Vanilla, and we had to buff him a lot. He had some issues, several issues, especially toward this new move, the Headbanger. And we decided to make him sort of a grappler. He now has three special grabs. The normal grabs everyone has on P plus G, a special grab that is the headbanger, and he also has another grab on E plus G. So we are trying to make him kind of like the Nappa in Fighter Z, that is also a grappler, with some puppets. I believe it's the Cyberman you can use in Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z. And right now he has a lot of combos that he can use. He has several stuns, juggles, and other tools you can use to open up turtles. I haven't seen PvP footage of him yet, so I'm still waiting to see if he needs any new buffs or if he needs any new tool, any new feature. But one thing I noticed while recording this very same footage you're watching right now,
Yep.
is that his headbanger suffers from damage scaling. I don't know if you know what it is, or if anyone in the chat know what it is. Damage scaling is basically when a move damage rounds down lower and lower the farther your combo goes, to the point where in Dragon Ball Z the damage will usually scale back to one single point of damage, which, considering each health bar is 1000 points, is basically absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So we improved the damage on this move and made it not scale. So now players can use this move mid combo and then end the combo with a beam attack, like in this case is mouth shot or whatever it's called. No, break cannon. It was called break cannon in Budokai 3. So now at least it's fully playable and quite working. I don't know if we will have to buff him a little more. Instead, I see there is a TN combo right before this one, and if you want, we can also talk about them.
Sure. I'll skip over to TN here. I believe this.
TN was absolutely terrible in Infinite World Vanilla. It was like the second worst character in the game, second only to Cyberman. And that accounts for something. He had absolutely no cancels. He had his PPPP string that was his only juggle and was an infinite.
Yeah.
And then he had this tri-beam that also took life from him every time you used it. So it not only costed ki, it also costed HP for you to use. And we reverted a lot of these changes. We gave him a lot of new strings, cancels, juggles, some cool tech he can use. And now he can use his Dodon Ray, his Tri-Beam, and the Solar Flare all in the same set, while in Infinite World you had to choose between two of these three attacks. And you know there has even been some PvP feedback telling us that he was way too strong because his solar flare was too fast for the opponent to avoid if he was doing anything. And since solar flare always guarantees at least one attack after it connects,
right.
We had a problem where the team players would just get like 5 key bars, then wait for an opening, any opening, even at mid-range, because Solar Flare has a pretty wide area of effect. And then it's Solar Flare, and then his ultimate move, the Neo Tri-Beam Cannon. And that in this version also deals a lot more damage. It deals 1500 in attack win and 2000 in defense win. So that's like half of your total health in a PvP match.
Wow.
And that was guaranteed, yes. So they wanted him to be a bit more balanced. So we made Solar Flare work in real time. It doesn't have that black screen stop time effect that other moves have. So now a team player can still use it quite reliably because it's still a quite fast attack, but it's not as spammable as it was before. Before it was almost like 1 frame of leniency, because it had a very fast animation and a very long black screen stop time effect. So
Right.
we had several times where a player was literally in the middle of the string and was like inches away from hitting Tien, and the Tien player just used solar flare in the midst of it, and he got stunned by the solar flare, and they said, yeah, this is basically impossible. The only way to attack Tien is to use the P jab, because it's always safe on block, and you can P
Right.
jab, guard, P jab, and then guard, but this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided Tien needed some nerfs, which is kind of happy. It's kind of a happy story if you consider he was like the worst of the worst characters in the game.
So you're saying by 0.4, people were saying, "Hey, you made
Yes,
him too good. You gotta back it up a
yes,
little bit."
yes. For version 0.5, his solar flare is now always in real time. So 10 players will actually have to time it properly in order to get it in front of the opponent. And the opponent have like 10, 12 more frames to work with, which might seem like it's not much. But in a game as fast as Budokai 4, it can be the difference between a touch of death combo and a loss. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it really seems like Budokai 4 is like the skill ceiling seems so much higher right now. Like
yes,
in terms of just like I remember I tried to play Tien in Infinite World, and yeah, all I could rely on was his PvP. And right now he looks way more fun than, he did in Infinite World for sure. Um
yeah, because we managed to import Key Blast mid combo from the Shin Budokai series, and this Key Blast mid combo managed to get both the to lower the skill floor, so now anyone that has just even the slightest knowledge of cancel can use Key Blast mid combo to cancel any string, and players who really know how to play can use Key Blast mid combo to make some really tight connection that were not possible before. So if you want, there is also one video that I've linked to you that showcases some short combo from our players. You can chat it in the chat. You can check it in the chat.
I think
In
I have everything in chat. I should have everything in chat up here. Do you remember the name of it?
Budokai version 4 Saucy Goku combo. Should be
Okay,
one of,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. I got you.
This is really easy, but it's also quite good.
I think this is you just uploaded this one, right?
No, this is messy.
All right, let me just. This is at 480p. That's why. That's why. Never mind. Little pixelated, but it's all good. Ooh, okay.
You gotta
Honestly,
love.
I the only man, I really wish you could use Dragon Fist in like base form. That would be cool.
We did it. We did it some time ago. We did it, and then we realized that it was way too strong for Goku to be able to use Dragon Fist in base form. So instead, we gave him Solar Flare, which is also a canon attack used several times. And now in Budokai version 0.5, Goku also has the Ki Blast Cannon. You know that attack he used several times in the anime, where he takes his hand and puts them on both sides, and then he makes some kind of shockwave all around him.
Yeah. Um.
Yes.
This isn't the right footage I was looking. So did you want to continue with the 0.4 footage, or did you have something you wanted to say about the saucy combo?
Well, the combo that Messi did was, I'm not gonna say quite simple, but it showcased all the good aspects that the Budokai 4 mod in general has: the key blast canceling, the new connections, the new features like the bounces. So it's pretty easy, it's pretty sweet to see this. But you can already see the modded move pool, how it now works and flows better. Goku has A resets, he has bounces, he can use his Dragon Fist several times in the same combo.
Yeah.
And that also increases a lot his playability, which isn't needed because he was already a top tier character in Infinite World Vanilla, but whatever.
Is Goku's is his Dragon Fist loop, is that only in Budokai 3?
His Dragon Fist loop is available in Budokai 3 Infinite World, and I don't think you can use it several times in the same combo in Burst Limit and Shin Budokai. I believe the Infinite is only, yes, it's only Budokai 3 and Infinite World,
Okay.
and Budokai 4. With the difference being that in Infinite World, the Dragon Fist loop would also quickly fill up your fatigue gauge. So if Goku ever gets you in a Dragon Fist loop while you are fatigued, that's basically GG. He can literally loop it forever and ever and take away all 7 health bars.
So
in
it's a reset then? It's a full reset?
No, it's not a reset. The Dragon Fist is one of the few attacks that doesn't suffer from damage scaling. So even if you make a really long combos, if you notice the damage when he uses Dragon Fist,
Yep.
you see it increases a lot. While with the other attacks, it just increases by one damage,
Right.
and that's because Dragon Fist doesn't scale. In order to make this more balanced, we also make it so physical attacks like Goku Dragon Fist not fatigue the opponent anymore. So now in version 0.5, if someone gets you in an infinite with Dragon Fist, you will never be fatigued. So you can always teleport and avoid to get
okay.
back to death.
Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. That's super dope. Let's see. I guess we did TN here.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about Android 16 a little bit?
Yeah, sure. 16 was actually a not terrible character in Infinite World Vanilla, and it was actually a bit ruined by the transition from Budokai 3, because in Budokai 3 it was a deceptively solid character with a couple of strings that were really strong, and then in Infinite World he got like almost nothing, and to make him good, we decided that we could keep his strings and just make them more likely similar to Budokai 3. And in fact, the big playability he got in Budokai 4 is only the fact that now his move pool has some strings from Budokai 3 as a Key Blast mid combo that are always great to have. And he also has this destruct grab. Yes, that's
so cool.
yeah, that self-destruct grab is really interesting because it's coded to always cost 7 key bars and to always leave Android 16 at 1 point of health. So it's kind of a last measurement, last resort in a fight.
Yep.
If you're losing, I think the damage is like or 2000 or 3000, so it's really a lot.
Yeah.
And in Budokai version 0, Budokai 4 version 0.5, now this attack only has a cap of 1 use per battle, so you can just spam it and hope to take the opponent out. You will have to use it wisely because the opponent can teleport it, can tech it because it's a grab. And if you use it and the opponent does anything that doesn't work with the grab, you will have spent it and you will not be able to use it anymore. This is a mechanic that will also apply to any other special attack in the game, which are usually real-time finishers, scripted ultimate move, and these special grabs. There are some of them which have this one time per battle limit. And we had to introduce this limit for thanks to the PvP feedback, because in Budokai 4 one of the things I wanted to do was making, yeah, it's 2000 damage by the way,
Yeah.
was making the ultimate attacks that were very rarely seen in both in Budokai 3 and Infinite World more usable. And we kinda make them too usable, because we had this problem, especially with Kid Buu, where he had a really strong ultimate move, and since he has the 6 key bars as a baseline, he can spam his ultimate over and over and over.
I hate that.
And there have been some matches where they were basically ultimate stun, ultimate win. That was it. That was enraging to play against, and was also pretty boring to watch. So in order to make PvP more balanced, now all the ultimate attacks have one limit used per battle. This is something that Nim coded in the game, and in order to allow players to use the attacks more than once, he also created a new capsule that is called Infinite Ultimates, and you can equip this, and the limit will be no more for your characters,
So
which
you're
is
saying,
useful in.
sorry. So you're saying that ultimates only have one use per battle?
Yes,
Like up.
yes.
So and I'm sorry. Ultimates are still for input. That's up plus energy, right?
Depends by the character, but it's usually either up plus energy or down plus energy, or even E plus G,
Mm,
the circle and the cross and circle buttons for some characters.
right.
And yes, they are usable only once per battle,
Oh,
so you either use them when you are sure they will land, or yeah, you spent it and you have to wait for the second match to use them again.
is it because are you able to combo into them easier in this game than you are like the other versions?
Yes, and it's also because we made ultimate scripted moves not suffer from damage scaling, because you could easily combo into your ultimate for several characters, even in Dragon Ball Infinite World vanilla version.
Right.
But more often than not, they suffered from damage scaling. One famous example is Trunks, that he has a ultimate with 10 hits inside of it. So if you even deal one single hit before the ultimate connects, its damage will scale enormously.
Hmm.
So we made all the ultimates not suffer from damage scaling, and we also make very simple to combo into them. So yeah, now they have become so good. We had to limit their uses to only once per battle.
Yeah.
Right now we're watching Android 17, and he also has two ultimates. You can see, you have seen the first one at the start, and this is the second one that Nim realized it for him. That is called real-time finisher, or RTF for short. And Nim realized it by using the movie as in burst limit. I don't know if you remember it.
Burst limit. No, I never actually played the burst limit games. I'll be honest with you.
No, it's fine. It's just that in those games, the ultimates were all in real time, like the Shin Budokai series, and they had several different attacks for any character. See, Android 17 was one of them, and instead of having his dance attack with Android 18, he had this volley of strong key blasts he could use. And this attack, just like his scripted ultimate, that one he just cancelled in using up plus energy, will be only usable once per battle in Budokai 4 version 0.5.
Right. Yeah, this is really cool. I love how you're definitely making a lot of these characters viable. Um, that's like the biggest problem with Infinite World is it seems like a lot of characters are just like the game is so incomplete. So it's great that you're kind of like, it feels like you're picking up and running w- with where
Yeah,
that game left
yeah,
off.
it's true. In fact, whenever Nim and I are talking about Infinite World Vanilla, we usually like to say that this mode is actually just Infinite World 1.0
Yeah,
because it
one
never,
point
yeah,
one
because
point
it
zero.
never even went as far as zero point 0.5. So what we're doing right now is basically making finishing the game
Yep.
because they never even bothered to do it before. But it was a really nice experience to kind of take inspiration for several games from the franchise, even games that were newer. For example, Fighter Z gave us
Yep.
the idea for the combat system. If you remember, there is a capsule you can equip that will give you some key back on hit. For example, in this combo, Piccolo has it. You can see that when he gets comboed by the ultimate, he recovers a lot of key
He gets key
from.
back.
Yes, and that was a feature in that I saw for the first time in Fighter Z. I saw that when you get comboed or you get even touch of death comboed,
Yeah.
you gain a lot of key, most likely to allow you for a comeback.
Yep.
And I thought, yeah, that would surely solve the problem of people getting stun locked to death in Infinite World Vanilla. So that was one part of the whole system we put in place. Um, there is also the other part that was the heavy blow capsule that now changed the amount of fatigue you gain or you deal for every hit. And we changed it in Infinite World version 0.5.
Yep.
So fatigue now adds up a lot slower and decreases really faster because a lot of people really don't know, but in Infinite World Vanilla, your fatigue does actually decrease over time, but it's like
Incredibly
2 points.
slow.
It's 2 points every 3 seconds, and you must consider that the fatigue bar, when filled, it's 1,000 points. So yeah,
Yeah, that's a
good
whoa.
luck. Yeah, good luck draining your fatigue with that.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
long time. Yeah.
yeah, it's a time you're never going to get for the very simple reason that you will die very early from all that fatigue, way before you can get fatigue from the various seats. Now Nim made it so you can defatigue a fully complete fatigue bar
Yep.
in like 60 seconds. So it's 17 times faster than Infinite World Vanilla.
Yeah, so it's actually reasonable. It works. Got you. Um, you want to talk a little bit about 18, like Android 18
Yeah,
here?
she was in. She has always been one of my favorite characters in Infinite World Vanilla for her very weird and also kinda elegant move pool. The moves she has, the this little kicks and flips she does that were very unique to her in the game,
Yep.
but she was barely playable to begin with. So we decided to just keep her move pool as it was and just add a bit more utility for some of her strings. And she was one of the very first characters to actually get like four different separate super moves because he has the power blitz, she has the energy shield, the kinzine, and the deadly dance. So
Oh
yeah,
boy.
that's really a lot of moves she has because she had three of them in Infinite World Vanilla, and I felt like she needed one keybar projectile from full screen, just like any other character. And we decided that giving her Herald Power Blitz from Infinite World was enough. She also has a really fast Key Blast and Eevee Smash, and there are some PvP matches between the ones I've linked to you, where you can see 17 versus 18, and I think that's a really nice show to watch.
System mirror. Let's see.
Let me see if I can fetch those.
I'll let this rock until then.
I don't know if you have it, so I'll relink it to you because I think I missed it.
Yeah,
Should be this one.
Yeah. It's
There it is.
if we can take a look at those. Pause this.
And we buffed a lot Android 18, and she was deemed by the player base to be really good, just solid, not incredibly good, but just very solid.
Yeah.
And instead, incredibly enough, Android 17 turned out to be the top one character in the previous builds.
Really?
Yes, because he has this string in KP. You see the one he's using right now. That it can be cancelled after the first K kick, and the first K kick is very fast and does a lot of range. Yeah, this one. It's extremely fast, so fast that our players could even make it an infinite, so they could just KP cancel P into K again, and that was like a one button infinite, and was so damn broken that we had to nerf it. We had to issue a second patch where the P cancel is way slower, so now it's not an infinite anymore, and it is still top tier, not top one, but still top tier.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
yeah. Wow. It's pretty cool. Like actually seeing just high level, infinite world gameplay for sure.
Yeah, are some of our more skilled players in the server, Messi and no, Jason Say and Luvumba, and I gotta say they really pushed the characters to their best. They gave us not only feedback about the bugs and loops and all those other things,
Yeah.
but also some hints to make them better or stronger. They also found some really easy infinites. I believe Android 17 now has an infinite in back PPPK into a key blast. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Okay.
This is an infinite, and since you're using a key blast, the key blast damage does not scale. So if the opponent gets fatigued while in this state, they will die by it. Slowly die, but they will die.
Yeah, as long as you don't drop the combo, right? And
Yes.
so just for those of you guys that are joining in with us, and for those of you who don't know, we're actually talking about Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4, which is a fan mod for Dragon Ball Z Infinite World, and we're talking to the creator of the fan mod, and we're going over a lot of the changes and characters for a lot of you TikTokers over there too. So okay, so this is very very good. Very good gameplay. I'm gonna have to follow some of these people here that are making some of these combos too, because I feel like I'm gonna have to check some of these out later. But yeah, so 18's looking really good.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Absolutely, he's extremely solid and all around. Also, this scripted ultimate over this used to damage scale, and now it doesn't. So look at damage. Yeah, one hit over almost 2000 2000 damage.
So this
It's
is
insane.
Huge, because one of the more difficult things in Dragon Ball Z Budokai is like basically most characters can't really touch the amount of damage that, like, let's say Super Saiyan 4 can do, just with like simple combos, right? I mean, they can touch it, but I mean, if you know what you're doing. But for me, as someone who's kind of like inexperienced at the game, it's much easier to use just like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and do a lot of damage, or you know what I mean? So on and so forth. But I think like with certain characters, I can only get like maybe a good amount of damages, like 2,000 or a little over 2,000 with some people. But yeah, like just seeing 4,000 damage there is huge. At least for me.
Oh, you think that's used? Okay. I'll give you something else to think about.
Sure.
Between the things I sent you, there should be a clip of Tingon from Budokai 4 version 0.5. This clip where there is Tingon in our chat versus Cell.
I'm trying to find it here.
I don't know if you have ever played Tingon in Infinite World Vanilla.
I have Teen Gohan in vanilla Infinite World.
Yeah, and he has that Soaring Dragon Strike and that Super Kamehameha that are very damaging.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we nerfed those. We had to nerf those. It breaks my heart, but we had to nerf those. And yeah, just watch the video because
that's
words
right.
cannot.
I gotta pull
Words
that up.
cannot. It's in the Discord chat between the videos I've sent you.
Yep. It's like about a 6-second video, I think.
Uploaded it already, or if you have to watch it from
Just want to make sure
from
that's
your
what
computer.
it's capturing. Okay. Yeah, I have to pull it up on VLC Player, which is a little
Yeah,
bit
play the file that is called Budokai 4 Gone is fair and balanced.
balanced and fair. Yeah, got you. Here, I'll switch. I'll change the window for you.
Thank you.
Let's see, this one here. All right, here it is. You just do half damage off of one combo, off of one blast.
Yes. You see.
Did you
No,
buff
no.
that? Did you decide to buff that move?
No, we nerfed it. We nerfed it. That's the.
You nerfed
That's
it?
the. Yes. Yes, we did.
What?
We fucking did.
That's insane. That's 3,000 damage off of one move.
Yes.
That's insane.
Wait. I'll try to explain. In Infinite World Vanilla, one had this real-time finisher, the Super Kamehameha.
Yep.
That on normal hit 2,242 damage.
Yep.
If you count in the counter damage, which is plus 25%, it goes around 2,800. And to make it less damaging, we decided to reduce its base damage to 1,000. So in in Budokai 4 version 0.5, Tingon can use his Super Kamehameha, which deals only 1,000 damage in base form. When he transforms, he gets a plus 15 attack boost, so it becomes 1,150. Okay. Now, here's the deal. We made it the string, so now you can press E, the energy button, to spend one key bar to deal more damage. And if you use the Super Kamehameha when you have full key, you can use four key bars to fire the Super Kamehameha, and then 3 key bars to power it up. And it powers up to around 2,000 and something, and then with the counter damage it goes near 3,000. So yeah, we nerfed it, but if you have enough key, you can still shit damage. You can literally shit damage.
Wow. Yeah, that's an absurd amount of damage.
And wait, there is more. I sent you another file. Yes, I sent you another file where there is Majin Vegeta that is also for our version 0.4 of Budokai. Version 0.5 of Budokai 4.
I think of what video that is. Let's see if I can find it. That's Trunks.
This is the new string. Oh yeah, this is another thing. This is another thing we made. Basically, if you remember, Super Android 17 had a drain field attack that would just absorb ki. Instead, this attack now also boosts all his stats. He gets a plus 40% damage for each ki blast absorbed, plus 10% defense, plus 40% speed of recovery and regain of ki. And so after he absorbs five attacks, he gets also really bulky. You see,
Yeah.
it's really full of muscles, and then his grab can be changed into another grab, the special grab he has now. That can be linked to a super. And yeah, if you are so stupid to let Super Android 17 absorb five ki blast, I hope you're ready to run, because that's what you get if he gets to you. 4,000 damage.
That's terrifying. I'm glad that. Oh man, I don't want to play a CPU that knows what it's doing with this character.
It's scary enough because somehow the Infinite World AI is kind of learning how to play the game. So sometimes they can pull off some really neat combos.
Yeah.
Not as strong as this, because this is optimized, but yeah.
Okay. So you said there was a Majin Vegeta though, a Majin Vegeta move here. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't know if I have it here.
No, this is Oob.
That's Oob. Yeah, we don't want that. We want Oh, here it is. I found it. I don't know if the window had closed on you or not, but
yes, it's closed now.
All right, hold on. Let me capture it again. Okay, so you're saying here's the Majin Vegeta.
It's not showing.
It's not showing on your side of things.
Yes. Wait, let me get out and see. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, now I can see it.
Okay, so here's the Majin Vegeta. Ooh, okay. 0.5 damage. Ooh, did he just dash backward? Could he always do that?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know about that. Ooh. Oh my god, that's an absurd damage. That's crazy.
Yeah, but to be fair, he spent 15 key bars, so that's not something you can do in a normal match. But yeah, if you have the skill and the key to pull off some things, Vegeta in this next release will be a beast. You can literally deplete him. Think about that, the fact that players in Budokai 4 have started playing with 5 key bars instead of 4, which is the usual for competitive matches. Yep. Because otherwise matches would be ended too quickly. And this Vegeta can literally melt 5 health bars in seconds.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, in fact, when I showed this quick showcase in the Budokai 4 chat to our playtester, they started drooling.
Oh god, this is terrifying. But yeah, Majin Vegeta looks insane. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to give it a try.
He's very yes.
Oh no, I was just I was gonna say. So, did you want to actually? I gotta close that out. Did you actually want to go over more of the 0.4?
Well, why not? Yes, let's come back to the showcase.
Yeah. So I think we were done with Android 18, and we're kind of moving on to Super Boo here. So what's
yes.
Super Boo his own? He has his own character slot now, right? Or pick
yes.
Buikalo.
Not quite. In the previous version of Budokai 4, in order to get an absorption from Boo, you still had to use the absorption capsule, and then you can transform up to the other transformations. So, for example, you use absorption, get Pico, and then you can transform into Gotenks and Ultimate Gohan and so on. Now in version 0.5, he won't have this problem anymore, he won't have this limitation anymore. He literally can transform into Gohan absorbed from the start, provided he has enough to do so. And he also gets all those special attacks you can see in the showcase. So he got the special beam cannon, the victory cannon, and the heal ball, plus all the other stuff. And we are trying to give him the galactic donut from Gotenks. That should be his last.
Like his ultimate.
Not exactly an ultimate, because in Shin Budokai 2 the Galactic Donut is just a brief stun that you can combo into, and you can use it to get more stun time to do another combo or to dash from the back, that kind of things. And we are trying to give him the Galactic Donuts plus, do you know that attack he does with forward P plus K, that he stretches his arm forward by a lot?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but
whatever. That attack has a very long range, and we decided to make a grab off of that attack. So if we manage to do so, he should also have a special grab that grabs from really far away, plus the Galactic Donuts. So it should be plus all the transformation he can do now without using absorption first. So it should be a really interesting character in Budokai 4 version 0.5.
Wow,
but I can't see the stream right now. Are you streaming the?
Oh yeah.
Yes, there it is. No, there it is. It was a problem on my side.
I love the fact that you actually you gave him transformations instead of like the random absorption that he had before, because that just kind of makes it more in line with what other characters are doing, and it's a little more like a fighting game, right? Like everything's sort of in the same suit. You don't have to worry about, being random, right?
Yes,
you can choose your form of gameplay. I think that's a huge thing for Budokai 4 to be doing, is especially with Vegito and Gogeta. Like, oh, I can select Vegeta or Gogeta. I don't have to like pick Goku and hope that I land my ultimate or whatever.
Yes, they also got new strings. Each one of them got new strings, new attacks. Vegito right now got a new real-time finisher, which is the what's called Final Flash Kamehameha.
Right.
Final Kamehameha. It has a very long startup done in stop motion. And now he has a 4 key bar real-time finisher that you can use, and sooner or later we are going to mod also the Vegito part, the Vegeta base for Vegito, because if you remember, each fusion has 2 bases, and each base inherits the move pool from the character you choose. So for example, if you use Vegito to fuse, if you use Vegeta to fuse, you will gain Vegito with Vegeta's move pool plus some addition.
Yep.
And in this mod, right now we only modded Vegito base Goku, but you can also use Vegito base Vegeta as a vanilla character. Mm-hmm. And he's still really playable, because even if you cannot use many of the things the special characters usually have when we mod them, he still has a pretty solid move pool, and he has Ki Blast mid combo, so even if you cannot really cancel some of his strings, you can still use him to some effect, and he is quite playable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Buu has become really solid, and is gonna become even more solid in version 0.5. because we finally managed to remove the randomness of the absorption technique. So now you can just transform, you know that, I have 5 key bar, I can transform into Buteng. So I have 6 key bar. I can absorb Goku and Gohan and get the ultimate done. So yeah, he's much more reliable than he was in the past.
Yeah. Do you, maybe we should talk about Kid Buu now.
Yeah, absolutely. He got nerfed.
You
He got
nerfed Kid
nerfed.
Buu? You guys nerfed?
Yes, it was too good. If you watch some of the videos of the PvP,
Yep.
there should also be some footage of yes, Messi playing Kid Buu. And the problem is, Kid Buu at the start of this showcase, you can see Kid Buu using the Assault Train attack. And if you remember, Assault Train attack was really broken in Infinite Roll Vanilla because the Assault Train attack was not teleportable, could only be blocked, and if you blocked it, it would kinda lock you into a block string for like 6-7 seconds, which is more than enough for the Kid Buu player to hone in and either grab you or charge an attack to break your guard.
Right.
So we decided that Assault Train needed some nerfs. Now it doesn't have a black screen stop time effect, so it's always played in real time. So you cannot use it as an approaching tool. It deals less damage and it costs more key. It went from 2 key bars to 3 key bars. So yeah, now it's something that you cannot use recklessly because with 6 key bars as a baseline, Kid Buu could literally fire 3 Assault Train in a row, and then you could only block because you cannot teleport Assault Train in the previous mods. It still has some problem because this attack has honing as an honing property that we have not managed to mod properly. So if you teleport too early, the first hit will whiffs, but the successive hits will actually hone into you anyway. So you should block the first ones and then teleport to be sure to not get hit. But yeah, it's still much more playable now in version 0.5 because 0.4 was way too strong. Was way too strong for his own good. He actually, as you can see in this showcase, he has a really extensive move pool with a lot of really cool animations.
Yeah.
And we didn't really feel like he needed much work. He had a lot to work with, even in the base game. So instead, we kind of decided to just add some effects on some of his strings and then let him use all his attacks at the same time. You see, right now he used the Assault Train, then he used the Vanishing Ball, and then he used the Kamehameha, which Nim made pink, if you notice it.
I'm sorry, you made what pink?
Yes, his Kamehameha was pink. Nim managed to find the code to make the Kamehameha from light blue to pink.
Like
So now, yes, so now all the Boos now will have a pink Kamehameha, which I think it's a nice touch.
It is.
Nothing incredible, but it's nice to see.
I also like the alternate color here. That is like Evil Boo, right?
Yes.
Where he just kind of it's a nice touch, and I mean I'm glad that you were right. Kid Buu has like such good tools that you just need to probably balance him a little bit, as he's always very good in it seems seemingly every Budokai game he's in, and then just build this make him fit into your system of Budokai 4.
Yeah, because we at first when we try to mod a character, we try to give him all the tools he might need, and then we, if needed, we tone it down. And in the case of Kid Buu, he really already had all the tools he needed. So when we modded him to give him even more tools, he became quite a menace for anyone playing against Kid Buu,
Yeah.
to the point where some of the players asked for a rule to ban assault rain in competitive PvP for the moment,
Wow.
because you couldn't you couldn't just do anything about it. So the only thing was not using it at all.
It's a very oppressive tool.
Yes.
Um,
Imagine Goku that can use the Dragon Fist to get to jump onto you, but while he's charging the Dragon Fist, you cannot move. You can only block.
right. Yeah. It was annoying to deal with even when the CPU did it. Like,
Yes.
which they would do all kinds of dirty stuff. And not only that, but like the amount of damage you take on block from certain moves in Infinite World is absurd. So
Yes.
that was really one of the, like, I remember when I first started playing Infinite World, I would die most of the time, or a lot of times I would take most of my damage from blocking something, which when you play fighting games is a very, it makes you very angry. I will say that, because
Yes.
you
Yes,
know,
because
yeah.
no, because Infinite World is meant to be hyper aggressive to the point where every defensive playstyle is made invalid by the fatigue system. So if you block, if you dodge, if you teleport, you get fatigued, and as soon as the opponent can get one hit into your defense, you get totally defenseless because you get completely fatigued, and at that point, if your opponent has a character like Goku or Bardock or Gohan, he can literally do 3000 damage with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
So you either attack first or die. That's the meta in Infinite World.
So now Deborah, like, what has changed about Deborah as a character?
Tambora had an interesting toolkit in Infinite World Vanilla, but of course it wasn't coded properly. Many of his attacks dealt some stun effects that were inconsistent or were strange for the animation of the moves he had. Or he had what we called conflicts, which means two attacks that have the same animation on
Right.
different strings. And when you use them twice in the same combo, your character will make the other character juggle, even if you not use the same string twice. It's just the same animation. And Dabura had only that. He only had that. Every single attack of his toolkit had some conflict with another string, or wasn't usable after a revert back dash. So Dabura had basically, since he couldn't do anything about what he can do on the ground to use more combos, he was one of the very few characters that had a finite number of hits he can get inside one single combo, and that's literally the best combo he could do in Infinite World Vanilla. I've made a video about that. It's like a 40 hits combo that deals 2000 damage, and that's it. That's the best, the absolute best he can do. If you want to do better than that, you will have to spam his KK string like 30 times in a row, and then use the Evil Blast. And that's it. That's all the damage he can do. Instead, here you see he has this sword attack, he has his rush attacks, he has his spear attacks.
Yep.
He was one of the stronger zoners inside the game, because he has all these weapons that he can use at any time that have a very fast startup and a very long range, to the point where he was considered to be the best zoner of the entire cast. In this showcase, I haven't used it, but he also has a spear attack, a spear throw on, I believe it is up plus P plus K, and this spear was full field. It couldn't be dodged and could only be blocked. It also dealt damage because it was considered as a physical move, but he could hit you from the other side of the screen. And since
Wow.
you cannot do it, nor uh, you only had to block it, and so Dabura could just spear, then Key Blast cancel the spear into a volley of Key Blast, and that was it. If you happen to be in a corner, Dabura can literally chip you to death. He was one of the scariest character in the earliest versions of Budokai 4, to the point where some players even asked to remove or nerf his spear throw attack. Problem is we don't know how to do that. We
Right.
don't. I mean, it's not like we don't know how to do it. It's the fact that some properties are hard-coded inside some specific attacks, and you cannot change that property without changing the property globally. So, in order to fix that move, we would have to affect the entire move pool of the entire cast of
Yeah.
both. That wasn't that
That's
wasn't the case.
that's kind of wild that that is that strict in terms of you can't just change an individual move.
We can change individual moves, but some moves are considered special, and if you don't want them to be special, you either have to rewrite them entirely, or you have to change their property globally, which means affecting not only that move, but also other moves inside that character move pool, and also other moves inside other characters' move pools, which is very messy, to say the least.
Right. Um. So cooler.
Yeah, Cooler was one of the finest additions we had in version 0.4, because it wasn't modded before this, and now he has a pretty solid move pool. He has a very nice Saucer Blade cancel. I don't know if you remember, but Saucer Blades used to be cancelable on the first hit, and now it's cancelable on the last hit. So you can use it as a makeshift Dragon Fist.
I
You can literally.
actually never messed with cooler that much. Like I played him a little bit, but I didn't really. Yeah, while playing Infinite World, I didn't actually get a feel for him.
Yeah, it's normal because Cooler had this. He really didn't was such a great character in Infinite World Vanilla, but he had some nice strings, and we decided to use Budokai 3 as base for the additions we made to his toolkit. And right now in version 0.5, you can play as Meta Cooler, but he has the same move pool as regular Cooler.
Yeah.
But later in the future, I'm willing to make Meta Cooler and Cooler two different characters, just like Vegeta and Majin Vegeta. So you have one playstyle with regular Cooler, and then another playstyle with other moves, other strings, other supers, and so on for Meta Cooler.
I almost think like don't you think like it might be easier to make him a transformation or a power boost, but maybe there isn't like that difference in power between the two transformations.
We can change those parameters pretty easily. For example, we can give Meta Cooler a 25% attack boost or a 10% defense. But the thing is, I want the characters to feel different. So even if they have the same attack and defense, I want them to play differently, to have different tools,
Yeah.
to have different play styles. I believe Cooler with his cancelable Saucer Blade is now a pretty solid rushdown character, because his Saucer Blade has some armor on the startup. So if you try to intercept him while he's doing the Saucer Blade attacks, you are going to get stunned, and then he can cancel out the hit into something else. And he also has this really cool animation for this grab. You see, the one he just did. Which was taken from Budokai Tenkaichi, I believe 2 or maybe 3, which is a reference to the movie where he was on New Namek and he grabbed Goku like that, like doing a sweep with his tail and then grabbing his leg and throwing him away. And Nim somehow managed to mimic that animation to a degree, and we spent a lot of time just remodeling that animation very specifically because it was really clunky at first. It was slow, it was kind of stiff, and we modified it several times. And now I think it looks really nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, it
It
looks
can
pretty
also
good.
it can also be used as a combo ender that you can link super into it. So, for example, is destructive ray, and this is another one thing we are trying to do to make grabs usable as combo tools in general. Because if you remember in Budokai 3 and Infinite World Vanilla, there were like the grabs that juggled you that you could use at the start of a combo, and then every other grab was either, if you were lucky, was plus on it and but still reset the neutral, while the others were either neutral or even minus on it. There were some characters that were when they grabbed you, they were minus on it, so you could press X cross to get back and fire off I don't know, a Kamehameha for example, and they were still be in recovery, so they couldn't avoid that.
Right.
We decided to make these tools more useful for combos, and Cooler is one of the characters that got it a really nice grab animation, I think. Bardock was another character that we modified really heavily because in Infinite World Vanilla it was barely playable. He had like 3 strings maybe that you can use to combo, and then he had this insanely powerful hit phalanx that in Infinite World Vanilla you could literally loop forever and ever with his PPPP string. You could do PPP back E, which was 4 punches and hit phalanx, and that was it. That was the best combo Bardock had. It fatigued you so quickly that you would get stun locked in like 3-4 repetitions, and that was the game. Because this combo is so stupidly easy, you couldn't even, I don't know, drop it. You can just mash square, and after you mash it square, you press back E, and that's it. We decided to make him a bit more deep as a character. We gave him a transformation.
Yeah, I saw
Which
that. You
was,
actually gave Bardock Super Saiyan, which is pretty cool actually. I love that.
Yeah, but this was kind of a test to see if Nim back in the days could create green capsules and could create transformations, which were still uncharted territory at the time. And Bardock was the prime candidate for a super transformation. And he got this, how do we want to call it? This glow up, where he got all these new moves. He got the transformation, he got a new super. And we nerfed the hit phalanx, and it's still really good. There are some players that still think it's too good to begin with.
He
He also got
does
this.
do a lot of damage, but yeah.
Yeah. Look at that combo, almost 7,000 damage.
That's absurd.
The only thing we could do to nerf the Bardock's hit phalanx was to make it cost twice as much ki. In fact, it now costs 4 ki bars. It cannot be linked into melee strings like any other super attack. And that was it. We thought was enough to nerf it without making it unusable. And instead, it turns out it's still too good. So maybe later in the future we will have to rework Bardock to make it more balanced.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now everyone loves Bardock, so his Bardock is totally broken. Nobody complains about it.
Of course not. Yeah, like I think it's kind of crazy how much people love Bardock. I'm still so surprised by that, but
yeah, it was like a side character. He appeared in like one movie, and people really loved him because he's the father of Goku. He fought Frieza before the time. He had all those those ideals. He wanted to be a free warrior. He wanted to save his planet, and he died horribly, of course.
Right.
And so I think people really felt like him watching the movie. And since he was first introduced in Budokai 3, I fail to remember a playable Bardak in any game that
Hmm.
was bad. I think the worst Bardak has ever been is Infinite World, and it was still broken because he had that stupidly had phalanx that would just crush you. That PPPP had phalanx that was stupidly broken
Yep.
will literally deplete health bars. If you ever play with a friend on Infinite World Vanilla, you really want to make him rage, just pick Bardak and spam PPPP eat phalanx.
Yeah.
That's enough to destroy any character.
Yeah, I think that was like when I was playing it, I would get requests to play Bardock in Infinite World, and of course that was like the one thing people told me to do was, of course, PPP, Heat Phalanx, and then, uh, for sure. So, what did you what has changed about Broly here in this game? That is a little,
Ooh,
yeah. No, we'll move after Broly.
Broly got several buffs. He can now use the gigantic press in base form because we felt he was kind of limited in playing starting in his Super Saiyan form and not having access to his giant press. So we decided to give him the ability to use this move in his not base form, Super Saiyan form. And we also allowed him to use both his ultimate and his real-time finisher, which is the gigantic meteor and the gigantic slam. You can use them both. You should use it right now. Yes, there it is. Gigantic slam.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
You
okay.
and then you can also use the gigantic meteor. His move pool was not bad. I think it wasn't unusable. The problem with Broly is the fact that he had so many attacks that conflicted with one another. He had several stomp attacks that were all conflicting with one another, so you basically had to choose which string you wanted to use with the stomp, because if you used the stomp twice in two different strings, the opponent would just start to fall down and then recover
Right.
on the ground, so you couldn't combo anymore. You also had a very stupid infinite in PK, which we nerfed in Budokai version 0.5. Now his PK is no longer cancelable, so it's
Was
fair.
it
You can still cancel it with a key blast, but it's not cancelable on block.
right? Was it just it was considered way too good? Um,
Yes, because he had this his P job that was 10 frames. Now every character has a universal 10 frame job.
mhm.
So you couldn't challenge him with your own job because you were fast the same. And then he had this K after the P that was a kick that was armored, was chargeable, so he could cancel it. But he could also fully charge it to get a bounce, and so you were stuck in this situation where you couldn't attack him because he had armor and he had a very strong move, but you couldn't challenge him in any other way. And I remember I saw a PvP match that is not recorded, I guess, but I remember it, where the Broly player literally spammed only PK for the entirety of the match, and he won by a landslide.
Yeah.
He won by a fucking landslide. And I said, yeah, I understand that spamming PK is hard because it's a very, very fast cancel.
Hmm.
It's not something anyone can do. But for a competitively balanced PvP game, this has no place to be in here, and
Right.
it has to go absolutely.
Yeah. Leave that for Mugen. That for Mugen. So what about Omega Shenron here? Like, what's different about Omega Shenron?
Well, Omega Chevron had a pretty nice toolkit to begin with, so we only decided to make him able to use his supers in base form. As you see right now, he's in Sin Chevron form, and now he's transforming. But even before transforming, he could use his Whirlwind Spin and the the Dragon Thunder, which
Right.
wasn't the case in Infinite World Vanilla, and that really hampered his game plan. Especially when you consider that in Infinite World Vanilla he had to transform with 7 keybars, and this transformation was reversible for some reason.
Wait,
So
did
every
he
time
always
he
have a transformation, or is that something that's new?
No, in Budokai 3 he was already in his Omega Shenron form. In Infinite World they inserted his base form Sin Shenron
Ah,
and made Omega Shenron a transformation. But this transformation was stupidly broken because it was reversible first. So every time you get fatigued, you would lose access to all your super moves and ultimate moves. And also it had bugged hitbox where instead of having the transformation effect that breaks the guard and leaves the opponent stunned for a long period of time,
yep.
he had an unblockable attack that was like kind of a low attack, and yeah, you could barely combo into it. So we made him his transformation work as any other transformation. So it's a guard break plus stun. We made this transformation permanent, so even if he gets fatigued, he doesn't lose the ability to use his supers. And we nerfed his key baseline because if you see in his showcases, he starts off with 4 key bars, and
Yes.
then when transforming, he goes back to 5. We decided that giving him 7 key bars was way too much,
Yeah.
and there are even people who say that maybe you should have 6. Maybe we will consider it in the future, but for now is as good as it is. His Dragon Thunder can be used like 4 times in the same combo. At the start you can see it, that I used it twice. You can also charge it, and you can release twice, 2 of them at the same time.
Right.
So here, yeah,
Wow.
that's like almost 2000 damage just for the Dragon Thunder.
Uh,
So yeah, if you manage to fatigue the opponent, the Omega Sharon can literally hold the Dragon Thunder, then use a Eve Smash into another Dragon Thunder, and deal very easily 2000, even 3000 damage in one short combo. So yeah, we decided that wasn't the case.
hmm. Okay. Yeah. Really cool. Um. Okay. Is this a new color too, or was that always built in as well?
No, no, no. This is the vanilla alternative color that he has. It's always been black and white, black and red, and I love it. By the
Yeah.
way,
It's a really cool color. Um. So what
baby is
about?
another.
Oh, we're gonna go
Hmm?
over to baby.
No, tell me what you were saying
Oh,
before.
I was gonna say we should move on to baby.
Okay.
Uh,
Baby was a pretty nice character in Infinite World Vanilla, and he had one tool that was good, but this tool was overly good. It's his PPKK strings that he uses right now. No, where is it? There it
PPK.
is. Yeah, PPKK. This
Wow.
string is stupidly broken for the very simple reason that it's really fast. The third attack, the first key, can be charged, and the second P, it's a stun. So there were players who literally spammed all day PPK cancel, PPK cancel,
Mm-hmm.
PPK cancel all day, and in order to make him a bit more bearable, we decided to remove the cancel on his attack. So now he has a 4 attack string into a cancel like any other character, which is far more playable against. Because otherwise, if you have need universal 10 frame P job, you cannot challenge him if he spams PK all day long. You can use armor, but you can dodge it, so it's kind of an awkward situation. He also had these super moves that had a bugged arrow effect, so you couldn't sidestep them. We decided to make them sidesteppable instead. Nim also gave him that Gallic Gun real-time finisher, the one that he used at the end.
Okay.
And that, yes, that was a really nice addition. We are going to give him even something else on E plus G when we got time. But for now, we received some PvP feedback, and it was really, really good. His strings, his PPK string was even way too good, so we decided to nerf it a bit. But for the rest, he's quite solid all around, so I'd say we're fine with him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's old Super 17, which wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say it was bad or unusable, but compared to all the other characters that were really, really good in this game, it was quite underwhelming. And in fact, we decided to give him a couple new strings that I haven't showcased yet. But he also received the buff to his drain field move. So now every single time he absorbs something, he gets a boost to all of his stats. And you saw it. If you manage to absorb 5 attacks at the same time, that's like GG. You won.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. This move, I believe it was. If I can show everyone.
Yes.
Or,
He always had that grab. It's not in a linked video. It's one of those videos I sent to you.
Okay. Where is it?
Or maybe it's in.
I think this is it. I'll find it. There it is.
Yes.
It's on the stream, but yeah. Just so everyone can see it.
Now absorb 5 Ki Blast, and then only his grab deals almost 1000 and half damage, which is one health bar and half, just for the grab.
It does a lot of stun too.
Yeah, you always had that grab in Infinite World Vanilla, and it was the strongest grab of the game. Every grab in Infinite World Vanilla dealt like 200 damage, and this grab was the only one that dealt 4080 damage, which is more than twice. And we decided, yeah, this grab is really cool, we should do something with it, and Nim decided to make it a juggle. So now you can start any combo with a grab, and you already start with, see, 500 damage.
So someone Rooster said this isn't Infinite World. No, this is actually Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4, which is a fan mod of Dragon Ball Infinite World. So something that's in the works right now.
Yes, we are about to release the version 0.5. And we gave...
no, I'm just I'm going back to the 0.4.
Yeah, for now, in 0.4, Super 17 wasn't bad, but compared to many other characters who really had a lot of tools, he felt quite underwhelming. And we decided that at this point, since we can't improve him anymore because we already improved all his move pool, every single attack in his move pool has been improved and reworked. So if it's still not enough, the only thing we could do is give him a buff on his drain field. And I hope to see more about his about this character in PvP in the next version that we're going to release. Because with the drain field buffs, I believe he can become really scary if you manage to set him up. You can. I even tested this out of spite. You can literally shoot a key blast, have the opponent reflect it back to you, and then absorb it, and still get the boost.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you will have to be extremely careful, because if he manages to snag even one boost gives him enough damage as a Super Saiyan 4, 40% damage more. And the only thing you can do is basically run away, because the boosts aren't permanent. They last 30 seconds from the last absorbed hit. So if you...
I really think it's cool, the absorption meta that's kind of going on here with Super 17. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I hope so, because before his game plan was to use this Thunder Razor, which is a move that cannot be teleported and can be easily linked into any guard break or any long stun. And I tried to push this idea that he should abuse his Thunder Razor, but it still wasn't enough, because he lacked the guard breaks, he lacked the long stuns. Point where the playtester told us that he wasn't strong enough to abuse the Thunder Razor. So we had to give him another tool. We also gave him a new string, which is forward P, forward K, which is a string with a very fast startup and quite a long range that you can use to pressure the opponent. It's similar to the string you just did, but instead of using that downward kick, he has 3 kicks in a row, very fast. So if the opponent can cancel fast enough, you can literally spam that string all over again until the opponent either tries to challenge you and hopefully gets defeated, or he still blocks and you let the full animation play, and that will guard break. And after a guard break, you can link Thunder Eraser, which is guaranteed because you cannot teleport that. Lastly, we have Janemba.
We'll move on to Janemba. A little bit so people can see the beginning of Janemba's moveset. Oh, Thunder Eraser. Shocking death ball. Okay, so last we have Janemba.
Yes, Janemba was an incredibly good character in Infinite World Vanilla. He had the Hellgate attack that was probably the fastest super in the game, and we had to nerf it several times, and they still say it's too fast. So we removed the black screen stop time effect, and now players will have to use it in real time, which should be more than enough to nerf it to a balanced level. In the meantime, he has this really nice animation, the Rakshaka's Claw, that he just used. And yeah, this one is chargeable. Each hit is chargeable, and you can cancel it into something else. Or if you have enough key, you can spend one key bar to add one E input. So you can use it over and over and over as long as you have key. And if your opponent cannot teleport, they can hit up to, I don't know, 700, 800 damage. So it's a very, very strong attack. It's probably one of a kind. Until we introduced in version 0.5 Tingon Super Kamehameha, which can be, you can press E to get more damage by spending more key. Before doing this, Janemba was the only character who could do this. And it already had an incredibly good move pool to begin with, so we only had to fix some minor details. And he also has this real-time finisher that he's gonna show you in a second. His down E attack, which is a downward slash. There it is. And it's really strong. It's like 1000 damage for 4 key bars. So yeah, it's really, really strong. Now at the end of the trailer, you will see a trailer for the version 0.5, which is Kid Goku.
Yes.
At the time, it was barely ported inside the game. We had the model and some of his animation, but they were mostly broken. But since we have the King Piccolo costume, we should have Kid Goku as a playable character. One day King Piccolo will be a separate character from Piccolo with a totally different movement. In the meantime, we're working on Kid Goku, sorry. And between the files I sent you, there is the link to a Kid Goku showcase of the version 0.5. So if you want to see that,
0.5 Kid Goku. Let me see if I can
yes,
find it.
the video is titled Budokai 4 version 0.5 Kid Goku combo showcase.
I actually don't know if I have that specific video. I have.
Let me link.
Yeah. If you want to send it to me.
It's faster. Yes, it's faster. There it is.
Okay. Just pop this open. We can show off Kid Goku.
Yes, he has improved really, really a lot.
So now we're moving on to 0.5. So just as a heads up, we have like roughly like 15, 20 minutes left. I think actually more like 20. So now we're moving on to what we're currently on is 0.5, which is just more fleshing out of the cast completely.
Yes, we fleshed out several older characters. We improved the fatigue system. We added a new transformation system that now allows you to start already transformed. So you can start as a Super Saiyan, as a Super or Super Saiyan, whatever you want. You can start as that, and then work your way up to the other the other forms. We added new inputs, the A and B inputs, back into the game.
Yep.
B inputs used for the aura burst. That is not the aura burning you see in Infinite War Vanilla. The aura burst is a mechanic taken from Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 3, where if you use the aura burst, you can spend ki to push back the opponent and restore the neutral. So it's another defensive tool. We improved the aura dashes, the ones you do with the D button. They have more armor, they can be chained in any direction twice, and they also have a super armor ability. You can spend ki to use an aura dash that is fully armored, until you use an attack, of course. As I told you, all the ultimates and real-time finishers are usable only once per match, unless you equip the green capsule.
Yep.
As you can notice, we modified the HUD. Now you have the names of the characters in the top.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't realize that was in there until now.
And that also changes whenever you transform. So if you are playing, let's say, Goku, and you start in base form, as soon as you transform in Super Saiyan Goku, the name will update into Goku parentheses Super Saiyan and so on. We added new functions to the UHD in the training mode. Now we have what is called a counter that shows the distance in meters from your character to the opponent. So you always know the range of your moves. So you know if they take 1 meter, 2 meters, if they are they have a very, very long reach or a very short reach. We also have added an input that shows data frame, just like in Tekken series. Now you can go in training and have
you actually like frame data in this upcoming version?
Yes, you can see the frame data straight from the game without input delay, because the input delay actually changes with every version of the emulator you're playing, changes with the controller you are using to play, changes with the program and the drivers you are using to use the controller with the emulator, and so on and so forth. So me and I decided that we should show the frame data without input delay, and then whatever you are using to input to your inputs, it's a problem for you, not for the game.
Right.
We also have introduced a modification to stages, so now you can choose the destroyed version of stages, pressing circle instead of cross on stage, just like in Budokai 3, if you remember.
It's been a while, but yeah.
And we also imported some maps from Budokai 2. We imported Snowy Mountains, the Red
Ooh,
Ribbon Base External, and the Sky Pier.
everybody loves that
And this,
stage.
yes, and we plan to import more. The problem is importing stages is really messy, is quite unstable, and when you import something from an older Budokai game to a newer one, they are not. You cannot just copy paste the data. You have to somehow adapt them to the new engine, and so some of these stages are really broken.
Hmm.
They are playable. So if you kinda um, can bear with the fact they are a bit broken, they are absolutely playable.
Yeah.
As I showed you, we tweaked several old characters. The most important ones are Trunks' back PPPP string that you showed before. Now it is a sword attack with several stuns that can be charged one into the other. We improved Vegito real-time finisher. I didn't give you the video, but yeah, now as a real-time finisher. You should have a video about Broly's grab that I
Uh,
sent to you.
Broly's
Uh,
grab.
yes, he has a new grab taken from Shin Budokai 2, where he kinda charges at you, puts his hand on your face, and just
Is,
blasts you in the face.
is that a video or is that one of the?
No, it's a video. It's a compressed video I sent you in the
Okay.
chat. Video on YouTube. It should be.
It's
Then
not a video on YouTube.
no, it's not a video from YouTube. It's a video I should have sent you. I'm checking them out to see if they are where they should. Maybe it's this one. No, it's not this one.
Because I'm not sure if I actually have that video specifically.
I'm not even sure. I'm trying to check them out to see if I have those. I don't know if I have sent those to you or not. I'm checking them out.
Hmm.
This isn't. This isn't. Uh, oh yes, I sent it to you.
You did?
Yes, I did. Just
Well,
check between files that have no real name. They only have name in numbers.
oh,
They,
okay. There's three of. Oh yeah, there's three of them.
yes, these
Uh,
three right.
is it the dash one?
It's that grab where he just lunges towards you and blasts you in the face.
Yeah, I know. I was just like
The
thinking like
top
what the
one.
name was of the.
I don't remember the name. I don't know the name in Shin Budokai 2, but I
No,
believe.
no, the name of the video.
But it should be the third one.
Okay, the
Uh,
third one. All right.
Let me see if we can. Yes, I will
Here.
update it to you. There it is. I've linked it in the chat.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep. I
yes.
actually got it right here. So, I know you may not be able to see it, but it's a very very short video. Anyway, it's about 4
Just the
seconds.
grab as it works is nothing. It's nothing really,
Yeah.
but it's
So this is a brand new grab that you guys have given Broly, for
yes.
those just kind of tuning in. Uh, so that's really cool. So this is a charging command grab. Can you check this or?
I believe you can take it as a grab, but I'm not sure because I haven't tried. Uh, mm, we usually just check if the grab works. So if it does grab you, it does the animation and it does the damage.
Right.
And we usually don't check if it's stackable. I believe that since it's a super grab, maybe it's not tackable, but we can make it tackable if people feel it's too overwhelming. Yes, sure.
Right.
You can show it on the stream if you want. Just a very short video, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. You're sending me another video here.
No, I didn't send you a new video. I just sent you a message which points to the video I already sent you,
Okay.
which is the video of the Broly Grab.
Oh, yep. I showed it to everybody. I didn't stream it to you though. That's the only thing.
Whatever. As long as you show it to them, I have the original video. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, is there any like other specific characters that you wanted to cover here before we wind up starting to wrap up here, or anything, any other stuff we didn't get to?
Well, he
I know we had
just
Future Gohan as well.
yes, we have Future Gohan that you can showcase, and yes, this was an earlier build, so he has been reworked since then. But this pretty much gives you the gist of his move pool right now. And we are also reworking Adult Gohan. So for the next patch, we are going to bring in Kid Goku, Cell, Teen Gohan, Adult Gohan, Future Gohan, Vegeta, and Majin Vegeta.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Plus all the characters, the older characters that we either tweaked, improved, buffed, or nerfed, depending on the situation, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think the meta will be shaken up by the changes we've made and by all the new characters we imported. The new version 0.5 will be dropping as soon as I manage to edit the video and make it public. And then we will see. I believe that to the patch 0.6, other 2, 3, maybe even 4 months will pass because I need more time to work out some things.
Yeah, it's weird seeing. Honestly, it's weird seeing Future Gohan with an arm. I'm not gonna lie, it's throwing me off a little bit.
There are a lot of people that are asking us to remove one arm from Future Gohan. For some reason, they have this weird kink where they feel like Future Gohan shouldn't have one arm,
Uh huh.
which is stupid. Also, for the reason that animations for Teen Gohan are made considering he has 2 arms, so if we wanted
Right.
to remove one arm, we should also rework his entire move pool. And
Yeah.
spoiler, that is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I
to
would
be
like,
fair, he spends most of the movie with 2 arms, so I mean,
yeah, so yeah, we won't have a one-armed gun. If you want future gun with 2 arms, that's fine. If you want only one, go watch the film because we're not gonna bother to give him one arm. Yeah.
I
So,
know. For whatever reason though, in my mind, it just expects there to be one arm there, and I don't know why it's my mind's doing that. It just is. So at least I'm not the only one.
wait, you didn't showcase another video, the Yub video.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
is
We each show that. We
we
each
are
show that.
um,
So here, I'll
to
show off Oob a little bit. So, so is this? So what did you change about Oob specifically?
Well, we imported this move pool from Budokai 3, but we removed a lot of strings that felt were not useful or not good enough. And the ones we kept were improved and reworked to have new effects, new additions, and he now has a transformation into Majub and several new attacks like his Banishing Ball, which is showcased in the video I posted to
Yeah,
you.
I
This one,
actually am shocked to see that you gave Oob his Majin form. That's really cool. I didn't even
yeah,
realize that you guys had done that. So, uh, and obviously I'm showing everybody else this on video, and I haven't changed the stream over, so everyone's seeing it. Um, but yeah,
fine by
very
me.
cool. The he's actually, as a kid, I would have flipped my lid if I saw that he had the Machin form. That's really cool.
We considered to port him as his small kid form he had in Budokai 3, but the problem is with these games, smaller characters tend to have problems connecting strings against big characters. I mean,
Right.
in the opposite sense that big characters have an hard time meeting very small characters, and since we didn't want to have another really really small child in the cast, we decided to import him based off his Dragon Ball GT form, which is a bit taller since he's grown up. And we also added the Majub form to give him a transformation and also to give him more attacks and more supers to work with.
Right.
He has grab. He has a experimental grab right now that is a grab into a bounce, and he also has a counter that is a taunt into a grab into a bounce. And if you I don't know if we're going to keep this feature, but whenever he uses this taunt slash counter, it will drain your key by one key bar, just like any other taunt. So you will have to choose between letting him do the taunt and lower your key, but not responding to the counter, or trying to counter him before he manages to take the key out of you. So yeah, it is going to be a pretty interesting character.
So, so did you just use so for Oob? Did you just use Kid Buu as a wait? So first of all, I and for whatever reason this voided my mind, but is Kid Buu not? Actually is Oob not in Infinite World?
No, he's not. Has
I
never been, unfortunately. He was
I
cut out.
I don't know why I forgot that. Probably for space issues or something, or just time issues or something. But
Didn't even bother. They could barely finish the main characters, let alone add the other ones they forgot.
okay, so that's why it looks like Majin Oob has a like a Kid Buu moveset, or at least similar animations.
No. Actually, Majub has another pose. The fact is, when Win ported his Vanishing Ball as a real-time finisher, Nim only managed to port it from Kid Buu, and so it inherited the Kid Buu animation. So after he does the Vanishing Ball for a moment, he gets into the Kid Buu pose, and then he goes back to his real pose.
Got you.
Not
Okay.
something
Wow. Wow. This is really
but
impressive.
But yeah, we will be upright. Don't worry, we won't be all sloshed down like Kid Buu.
Yeah. This is really cool. I I love this. This is actually one of my favorite things that you guys have done. Um,
He also has new customs.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he has the it looks like it might have been imported from Teen, or basically it's Goku's gi. I don't remember
Yes,
him wearing that in GT or anything, but it still looks really good.
yes, he will have two customs. The ones that are original to GT, and these ones you've seen right now should be the alternative customs for
Okay.
him. Just like Kid Goku, Kid Goku will have his Budokai 3 customs, which are the teal one and red one. And, we are working with another modder that I haven't mentioned it so far, which is Samuel Stuff, and he is the one that had made the models for Future Gohan that you're seeing right now.
Yep.
He made scar on his face, made his hair, and all the other stuff on him. And he's also taking care of all the customs we are going to need, because later down the line we are going to add a lot of new customs. And he has like a Google document Excel spreadsheet that has like plus 100 new customs for all characters, and we are going to get a lot of those for Budokai 4.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything I kind of missed in here. So we got that looks like a versus video. Less music.
This is the trailer, yes.
And then I'm trying to see Vegito. Oh yeah, there was this cell
The,
video.
the new spell combos, yeah. He has now Solar Flare in his base form.
So yeah, so what is it? Not imperfect cell, but
His base form, then semi-perfect form.
yeah, base form, Base form has solar flare now.
Yes, only is because he also has a new grab that is the life drain grab. Yes, where he blocks your face with his hand and then pummels the tail inside your chest to drain the life out of you. And it should refill cell health bar by 200 HP, which is like 4 punches. It's not much, but it's good. There it is.
Oh, give him a that looks so cool.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And if you notice, now Cell also has the golden Super Saiyan aura in his perfect form. See, it's all yellow. Yes, and when he transforms into his super perfect form, the lightning will be blue. See.
Yep. Yeah.
And lastly, we fixed his voices, so now he has the perfect form voices when he's in perfect form, and the base form voices for his in not perfect forms.
The curse is broken.
Yes, finally.
It's been like that since Budokai 1, right?
Yes.
They just kept
20 years.
reusing the same assets for each game. I don't. It's wild.
He also has the solar Kamehameha.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. Let's see if I can. So he's the solar Kamehameha.
Yes, there it is. It's coming. Wait a second.
Ooh.
And if you activate the volume, you can also hear him say, "This will destroy the Earth" or something like that.
It's so weird hearing him have the right voice.
Yes, finally. Actually, we couldn't fix the voice for his semi-perfect form because we should actually add 3 sets of voices to him.
Right.
But honestly, it's not worth it because really nobody ever plays in semi-perfect form. You either transform instantly as soon as you can into perfect form, and or just play in base form, which has a pretty similar voice. And since we are tied to the game internal files maximum dimension, we cannot add voice files over and over and over. We have a hard cap limit for this, otherwise the game will crash when loading the voice files for him. So we decided to give him 2 sets of voices, one for his base form and semi-perfect form, and one for his perfect form and his super perfect form.
Right. I also noticed that you have a widescreen hack on here as well.
This isn't actually an hack from the emulator. I asked him to add the widescreen codes inside the ISO itself. So the ISO itself is fully widescreen now.
Now, out of curiosity, can I, if I wanted to, could I use this on my PS2? Like the ROM?
It should be possible. It should be possible. We haven't managed to burn a CD and try it out on a modified PS2, but we hope it's possible. One day we're going to test this out, and if it's possible, yes, we will try to make it possible for PS2 owners to actually play this game on actual console. Yes.
Someone's there's apparently an ad right now. Someone wanted to hear what I had to say. Hold on, let me see. I don't know how long the ad's playing for. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I think the ad should be done now. So what did you want to hear there, Frankie? Frankie Bloodshed. What did you miss? Was it because I'll say this? I have a modded PS2 and I run all of my games off of my hard drive currently. So
doing God's.
Yeah, so if you want to test if it's compatible with an actual PS2 hard drive, I can do that since mine's modded, and all I have to do is just like plug it in, load it up into the hard drive, and then give it a shot. If it doesn't load, there are there are like certain hacks and things I can use on it to see if it would run. I don't know if you've ever been to PS2 Paradise, or I don't remember the exact site, but there's like a listing of like PS2 hardware compatibility modes and things you can do to get certain games running. So just let me know if that's something that you need, because I'd be more than willing to test that for you.
Yeah, I was actually going to think and discuss with Nim to release a separate ISO for non-playtesters, so for normal people to just like, I don't know, is it called in English? It's like a demo version, something like that, where you have like 10, 12 characters available, and you can play them in the various stages and so on and so forth. And you can have like a demo of the full game to play for yourself on your PC or your PS2. So maybe in the future, if you can do something like that, I would gladly share a demo to you.
Yeah.
So you can test this out and see if it does actually work on a PS2 model. Because if it does, wow, this is gonna be a fucking blast.
If it works on a modded PS2, it should work on a real PS2. It should. I'll put that like, and I could test it to where like, okay, so does it just work natively without any sort of like like modes or adjustments to the hardware or whatever? But yeah, it typically, if it can run on a modded PS2, it can run on a
You should
regular
run.
PS2.
Yes,
Um,
I have PS2 anymore, so I can't test this out. But eventually, yes, we are going to make this test, and hopefully, Budokai Fall will run on actual PS2 hardware. Yes, absolutely.
yeah, yeah, I'd love that, especially I know like a lot of tournaments still run like PCs, but there are people like I don't know if you know GP Bear, but I'm sure you do.
I've heard.
He actually runs like tournaments for Super Dragon Ball Z on real hardware still. So um,
Wow.
yeah,
So he's really going to love an ISO like that.
yep, yeah. He. So I mean, other people will sort of probably do the same. Like if like I know that if I turn on a PS2, the PS2 is gonna run, and I don't have to configure controllers, and you're good to go, right? But
Yes, and also most importantly, you don't have the input delay. You can literally play
right,
when you press things, the things happen.
yes.
That's something incredible that emulator unluckily cannot do for now.
Yeah, and every computer is a little bit different, and some like I know one PC I had USB issues, so it wasn't always easy to set up and just go and play with friends or whatever it may be. So that's why I got into playing on real hardware, because I know I can switch on a PS2 and the PS2 is going to work, and I don't have to worry about configuring a controller or what. I just have to
Yeah,
worry about my controller dying. That's it. you know, that's um so Mo, if so actually just to inform you, anybody who's just joining us, we're basically just talking about a fan modded Dragon Ball Z Infinite World that's called Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4. And you can learn more about this by checking out Dr. Doppietta's channel on YouTube. And also there is a Discord. I believe it's, let me see, if you guys want to check it out. It is
it's linked
the,
in my.
is it Dragon Ball Budokai Online? DBZ Budokai Online is the Discord.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
if you guys want to check that out, I'll post a link in the Twitch chat. I can't really post links inside TikTok because you can't click those, and they're not active on there anymore. So feel free to join. They're a really friendly community. So
Yes,
yeah.
we like to have newcomers, and we are trying to get more people to understand how deep the Budokai games actually are, so they can eventually work their way up to Budokai 4.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Um,
it's really complex. You've seen it. It's not something newcomer can pick up without some previous experience, because otherwise they will have a lot of things, an overwhelming number of options, and they won't know what to do. So we are trying to guide them into becoming good Budokai players in general, and then they can work their way up to becoming Budokai for playtesters.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. The I know that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think this it's great what you guys are doing with the Budokai games. I think they definitely need more love than they've been getting. Um, so yeah,
They were
guys.
shunned by the Tekken communities.
Yeah, unfortunately, right? Like the they need. I think Budokai 4 could be, could be the next tournament standard for a game, and if not, it could at least have a good cult following to it.
I'd love to see Budokai 4 played on a real PS2 hardware on a real tournament streamed on Twitch.
Oh
That
hell
would
yeah.
be that would be like the highest achievement of my gaming life. Really.
I mean, there are people out there who, even in your community, who maybe be will get hooked on the game and they'll want to go out and someone like a GP Bear who will go to Combo Breaker and run Super Dragon Ball Z tournaments that volunteer for that or wherever Evo side tournaments.
I hope so. As long as people are interested in Budokai 4, the project won't die.
Yeah. Um, and I think obviously with the Budokai Discord keeping it alive as strong as it is, I think that's definitely a
Yes.
possibility. Um, Perry, he did show off some of the new characters we looked at. We looked at Gohan, we looked at Oob, we future Gohan, we looked at Oob, and I believe we looked at Kid Goku, and I'm trying to think of who else we had looked at.
Goku, Cell, Teen Gohan, Adult Gohan, Future Gohan, Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, Ub and Majub. 8 characters.
Yeah, we looked at a lot of people. We broke down a lot of characters. If only you could run it on PS3. That is possible. I could also test. I have a modded PS3. I can also test that. If you buy a first generation PS3, you can also run PS2 games off of it. Now, it does use, yes, also baby. It does use some real PS2 hardware, at least the first couple of generations of PS3 does. So it is absolutely possible Fujiya to run the game on a PS3, which I could test because I have the generation that has the I'm trying to think of what the technology inside the PS2 is called. It's called
Yeah, backward compatibility.
yeah, it has the actual hardware backwards compatibility.
And
Later
you know the best part is the game. It was made to run on a PS2. On PS3, it would even run better. It would have even less input delay and would have more stable frame rate. So it would be like the golden standard of tournament players.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that would be true, except for the fact that those damn PS3s that you're talking about, the ones that are backwards compatible, they are basically ticking time bombs of hardware. You know what I mean?
Yes, them what is called the thermal paste.
Yeah, the thermal paste. Yeah, like where some people like stick the PC. They put them inside ovens to like reball the. It's crazy. Like the stuff I hear people do to like fix like thermal paste and stuff. But yeah, a lot of modders too. A lot of people who do repairs, they don't want to have to go and fix Like the PS3, the original PS3, the backwards compatible one, is a pain in the ass to take apart in the first place. It has a lot of screws just to get to the hardware. Whereas like once they got to the slim version, it's very like easy to fix. It's also like regular PS2s are cheaper. You know, I think a backwards compatible PS3 is like $150 at the minimum. Like when I bought it, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm assuming it's more than that now with inflation. But yeah, all of that could be possible to test as well. So we'll see if you guys want to send me a build. I can test it on different hardware. So just let me know.
Whenever I will have a properly functional and stable demo build, I will surely get back to you. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. The only one thing that I'm thinking about is the widescreen hack. I don't know how those work on. I know some PS2 games have like progressive scan on, so I don't know if.
It seems it's more about the frame rate, while the widescreen hack is more about how far or how close the camera is to the characters. So I think this should run the widescreen hack should run just fine on any PS2.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so we'll definitely have to check it out, and yeah, this project's is really awesome, and I can't wait to see when it's closer to a final version. I'll definitely have to go through and mess around with it in some training mode here on stream one of these days once it finally is stable. But yeah, other than that, Doppia, where can people find you? Where can they learn more about this?
I have a YouTube channel called Dr. Doppietta, Dr. and I usually post videos about the Budokai 4 project. It's also in my cover of the channel. You can find videos about the updates of where the project is so far. You can find shorter videos where I showcase new characters being added, or even just videos of Dragon Ball in general, of Budokai 3 and Infinite World Vanilla, because I like to showcase, make tutorials, guides, and so on, to let people know how actually deep are Budokai games.
Yeah. Hello? Oh yeah, you're still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, wasn't sure if the call dropped. So Frankie, yeah, we've been about 2 hours deep on Budokai 4. So I'm probably gonna take a little bit of a break here, and then I'm gonna come back for the Street Fighter 6 beta. But so if you guys want to stick around,
I'm going to go to bed because it is really late. So I'll say good night.
Yeah,
good night to all.
Thank
you for watching us and bearing with me.
Of course.
Thanks a lot.
And because I know over in Italy right now it's probably like 2 a.m. right?
Yes.
Heading to
1 a.m. I'm literally dying to go to bed. So yeah.
All right,
gotta go.
All right, guys. So until then, if y'all haven't, please give us a follow. Every follow helps the channel, and we'll be back shortly with some Street Fighter 6. Peace out, y'all.
Bye-bye.